Isang makabuluhang talakayan patungkol sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Kay Ate Doc lang yan. Mga tamang kaalaman at napapanahong usapin para sa pamilyang Pilipino. Siyempre, si Ate Doc yan. Kaya mga ka-wellness, andito na si Ate Doc, Cheryl Palad, upang bigyan tayo ng tamang kaalaman sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Samahan si Ate Doc tuwing Biyernes, 1 p.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ayan. Magandang gabi sa ating lahat, mga ka-Healthwise. Ayan. And again, I just would like to welcome everyone. At gabi na naman po ng Thursday. Ibig sabihin na naman yan ay Healthwise for Christ na Season 4. We're still in Season 4. This is the longest season that we had. However, pag-uusapan lang po natin dito is kalusugang pampisikal at espiritual. Ako nga po pala si Kuya Ian. At kami po ay inyong kapatid kasama kay Kristo. Kaya pamilya po tayo dito mga ka-Healthwise. And right now, this is a cooking demo number 6. Ayan. And this is an exciting episode kasi po mayroon po tayong special guest. And that is no other than Mr. David Tan. And we will introduce him further later. Ayan. And I will give Chef Lorna the privilege to introduce him. Ano? And may I call on Chef Lorna to come in. Ayan. Hello, Chef Lorna. Hi.
Hi everyone. Good evening po mga ka-Healthwise and welcome again to our cooking demo. So, Kuya Ian, we have many followers in our Healthwise program who are non-vegetarian. So there were people who were asking how they would become vegetarian, and we are so blessed today that the Lord impressed us to invite David, who's a vegetarian for more than 11 years, and he will give us his testimony how and why he became vegetarian.
Okay. Thank you, Chef Lorna. By the way, we have a few announcements before we start. Okay, this is our last episode this Thursday. For Thursday's 8 o'clock, we will move starting June 6 at 9:30 a.m. That's Philippine time, 9:30 a.m. every Sunday. So Healthwise for Christ ay tayo po lumilipat na po sa bagong time slot natin every Sundays 9:30 a.m. So please join us and be with us that will be every 9:30 a.m. So that will start this coming June 6 as our first episode. Ayan. So Chef Lorna, before we also start, we will be announcing the first 10 greeters. Ayan, we always have this prize. The first 10 greeters who will receive 100 pesos load.
Wow. Yan, Kuya Ian, 1 week yun, ha? That's
Of
1 week
course.
load, yeah.
At yan Tita Lorna, that is applicable only in the Philippines.
Only in the Philippines.
Yeah,
Thank
only
you,
the
Kuya
Philippines.
Ian. Blessing.
So we have here first and foremost, of course, one of our number one fan, Tita Melda Tumaneng. Ayan, good evening po mga ka-Healthwise. So she's from all the way from Vintar, Ilocos Norte.
Yes.
Tita Melda, you are the winner, first greeter of our dito po sa Healthwise for Christ. So you won 100 pesos load. Ayan. So send us your number, message nyo lang po kami your cell phone number. And message us in Healthwise for Christ Facebook page. Ayan. Jing Sky. Ayan, good evening, Healthwise. So she's the second winner. And the third winner is Kikendex Valiente. Mayong gabi, Healthwise for Christ from Valencia City, Bukidnon, Mindanao. Wow!
Wow.
Sa lahat
Welcome.
ng mga viewers natin, ka-Healthwise natin dyan sa Valencia City, Bukidnon, sa Mindanao, welcome po kayong lahat. Ayan, thank you so much for joining. And by the way, for those who are trying to join dito sa StreamYard, I really suggest that you have to transfer to Facebook and or YouTube to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Healthwise, and our Facebook channel is Healthwise for Christ. So just please search for this, and we will and you will be able to tune in. All right. So the next or the fourth for tonight is Violeta Rollo. Ayan.
Good evening, Violeta.
Ayan. And the fifth is JV Quaresma. New
subscriber here.
Wow.
Welcome.
JV, Healthwise JV, thank you so much for tuning in. And
Thank
yes,
you.
you have 100 pesos load. Just send us your number via YouTube or via Facebook, via our Facebook channel, and just type it Healthwise for Christ, and then just click on the message button there. Send nyo po yung number nyo. Next winner is Ariel Von Gintung. Hello, Healthwise, watching from Valencia City, also new subscriber.
Yes.
Siguro sila ni Kikendex.
Yeah.
Kikendex, thank you so much. And then yes, yan. Pang ilan na ba to? 1, 2, 3,
4.
4, 5, 6. Ito nang 7th natin. Jenilyn Bautista saying, good evening mga ka-Healthwise for Christ. Excited for cooking demo for Thursday night. Received ko na din pong load ko last week. Thank you po. And yes, you're having another
Thank you.
load this week from Healthwise for Christ sponsors. Ayan. So, lahat po ng mga sponsors natin, we thank you so much and we're praying for you always. And then the next,
Thank you.
nakailan na ba tayo? 1, 2, 3, 4,
7.
6, 7. And then the 8th, we have the 8th is, hold on, marami lang po nagme-message. Hold on. Ayan, Glenn Mangubat Sebastian. Hello po ka-Healthwise. Kayo po yung pang-8 na makaka-receive ng 100 pesos load. So congratulations to you. The 9th is, Violeta Rollo already. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
She already was,
You mentioned
she was
already.
mentioned already. So the 9th pa rin is Windy Don Salieva. Good evening ulit mga ka-Healthwise. Ayan. Sister Windy, you won 100 pesos load. Ayan. Just send us your number through our Facebook page, Healthwise for Christ. Ayan. And the last, June Bilugan. June Bilugan won 100 pesos load for Healthwise for Christ. Ayan. So, I think I'm seeing a lot of people joining in StreamYard, but lahat po ng mga nasa StreamYard, or for those who are in StreamYard, please transfer to YouTube, Healthwise channel in YouTube, or in Facebook, go to Healthwise for Christ. Ayan. Just go there po. We will have to take you out of StreamYard. So just go po, or puntahan nyo lang po, or just go to our YouTube channel or our Facebook channel. Ayan. All right. So, and we have so many greeters. Ayan. So, Glenn is from Bataan. Thank you so much. We have Miles. We have Michael. Tita Esther, of course. Hello.
Hi.
Rachel Fiolo, watching from QC. Love Hernandez, watching again.
Hi, Love, from Sydney.
Oh, yeah. Love, yeah. Watching from Sydney. Hello. Ludinet Casio. Then we have Gracel Enoch, Edred Rollo. Thank you so much po. From Camarines Norte, Velnorca Lavinia. Wow, thank you so much for tuning in. Marisa Gonowon. We have Vicente Dumos, so the usual, of course. Hi, Sir Vicente. Si Haidina Nelmida, of course, watching. Then we have Laika Lavinia. Hi, good evening. And Tita Connie Sariola, I missed you so much. Ayan. Okay naman po kami. Remy Sansoisi. Ayan. Arlene Briones. We have Perez Roy. And so many more. Thank you so much. I couldn't mention most of you. I'm really sorry, but thank you so much for tuning in. And I just would like to again announce for those who are coming in to StreamYard, like Joyce Q, can you please transfer to YouTube channel in Healthwise channel of YouTube, our YouTube channel Healthwise. But for Facebook, that's Healthwise for Christ. Ayan. So I'll be removing you first, Sister Joyce. Please join us live at YouTube or Facebook, please. Thank you so much. All right. So I won't hindi ko na po ito patatagalin pa. And again, Tita Lorna, can you introduce our guests for tonight?
Yes, Ian. Our guest tonight is the past ASI president in the Southern Asia, SSD, and he's been a vegetarian for more than 10 years, a plant-based advocate, then si Mr. David Tan, and he has a lot of ministry, and we're very happy to have him and share with us his very inspiring story, how God led him to to become a vegetarian. So, Mr. David Tan, can we invite David Tan? Kuya
Hello,
Ian.
Mr. David Tan. Hello, Brother David. How are you?
Hi,
Hello,
David.
I'm good. Thanks for inviting me to be here. Should I share now?
Yeah. Before David, no, I would like to inform you that the cooking demo we will be having tonight is based from the lecture of Dr. Dab last Thursday. It's about renal and urinary system. So most of our followers were able to get into that lecture. And so at this point in time, I will be cooking David's favorite food, if not the regular food, the breakfast. So it's low salt, low fat, low cholesterol diet. So Ian, how do we do it? Cooking demo first, then David.
Yeah. Should we I think we could I'm
Ask
trying
him.
to we could ask Brother David Tan to give a little bit of a testimony, and then we will then do the cooking demo afterwards. Is that okay?
Okay, that's great. I divide my sharing in two parts. Why I became a vegetarian and how. Maybe that's a good divide. Okay. So let me share with you why. I love to eat meat. You don't know. Many of you don't know. I love to eat meat. It's my favorite. KFC, steaks, and so on. Salmon. And I for a long time I started to have high blood pressure, and then later on gout. Gout is a very painful experiences whenever you have gout. You can hardly walk when that happens. So that was my health challenges that I have. Mainly these two: high blood pressure and diabetic. No, not diabetic, and gout. One day I traveled with a group of friends to Cambodia, and the most famous place is Angkor Wat. So we went there, and we're supposed to. It's a very beautiful place. It's a huge place, and then they say, "Hey, you go up to this little hill, which is opposite Angkor Wat. There's a temple there, but you go up there, you see the sunset, the beautiful sunset." So we decided we want to do that. So the hill, when we were there, when we arrived at that little hill, and there was elephant rides to go up there. And then I asked, how much is the elephant ride? He says something like, I can't remember now, maybe $30 or $40 or $20 US. I say, for such a short ride, so expensive, I think I can climb up myself. but I was very obese, still on the heavy side. So we make our way up, and I was panting all the way up there. When I reached the top, the last step, I tripped and fell. And I was panting, like people, and I could not get up. Okay. People were wondering, looking around me and see whether I'm dead or not. So I lie there for, I think, more than half an hour, 1 hour, until the sunset. So I did not, despite of climbing up the steps to the top of the hill, I could not see the sunset. Okay. So, and it was light. By the time I recover, it was already pitch dark. So how to get down from the hill? I have difficulty going up. Don't talk about coming down. So they say, hey, we let you ride the elephant free. Okay. So I got my elephant ride free that day. But it got me thinking. I say, oh, I really should lose some weight. Huh? But that did not happen for next. I mean, it's our habit. We love to eat. Huh? So we tend to forget about it, and then 6 months gone. Okay. Then one day I was sitting. I remember it was Sunday. I sit in the toilet, smelling my the aroma of of you know what lah, huh? Okay. And I say, hey, I should really be a vegetarian. Okay. So, but I love to eat meat. So I say, okay. So, and I don't like to eat medicine. And I know, being a Seventh-day Adventist and hearing all of health messages, I say I should actually be a vegetarian. Okay, so that's how I decided I should be. So okay, pass back to you. That's my why. I wanted to be a vegetarian. How, I will share with you later.
All right. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Brother David
You're
Tan.
welcome.
So, excuse to our Filipino viewers, we have to speak English because we have
Yeah.
Brother David Tan with us. So I think it would be best if we speak first in international language, English. So I hope our viewers, our Filipino viewers, will understand, and I know they will. Of course, they
Yeah.
will.
Yes.
All right. So,
Filipinos. You send out so many teachers all over the world.
yes. Okay. Brother David Tan, stay with us while we do our
Okay.
cooking demo. We will do our
Yes.
cooking demo, then we will do part 2 of your
Okay.
testimony. Thank you so much for
All right.
dividing that into 2. All right. So, Chef Lorna, I'm going to put
Sure.
on our video.
Being a vegetarian, David's breakfast consists of the following: granola, fruits, and soy milk. So to make the granola, those are the ingredients. So I'm using the rolled oats. I'm using the nuts, walnut, almonds, cashew, raw, and then cinnamon. Actually, you can also use the seed, like the sunflower seed or the pumpkin seed, no? Sesame seed if you want.
What is this? Honey.
That's honey, yeah.
Honey.
Ian, Kuya Ian,
Yes.
David is a very good chef.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
of course.
he loves
That's
food.
nice to know.
So what else do you
Yeah.
add to it, Lorna?
So he I think it's grading me this time.
I want to make sure whether it's what I'm eating.
You see,
Okay, now,
he's a very good chef.
for honey, you could alternate it that or
Yeah, you can
alternate it
use
that
the
is
agave.
Agave.
Yeah,
Agave.
you can use
You have two more
agave.
ingredients. What are they? That you
Or
didn't-
you can
small-
also use brown sugar if you wish.
there are two
Yeah.
ingredients you put in. What are they? That it was not announced, Lorna?
It was written, It was written,
Oh.
David.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
have the rolled oats, the nuts, pinch of salt. I have
Oh,
cinnamon,
salt.
yeah, and I have coconut oil. About 2
Ah,
tablespoons coconut
Okay,
oil.
okay.
So this is the formula for granola.
Yeah.
Granola is
Oh.
the premium cereal for morning.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, I would agree with you, Brother David. The premium cereal is granola.
Yeah. For those of you who is not fond of eating yung the marinated or the soaked oats, you can also use this one. So we have the mango, the papaya, and the avocado for his fruits. That's
Any
his
fruits,
regular
chop it up.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Avocado. Rolled oats is high fiber. Can we pause, Kuya Ian? Okay. Breakfast consists of those items. It's a very high fiber food for breakfast. It has 3 kinds of fruits. And then using the power plate, this is a complete food item. We have the grain, we have the legume, the soy milk, and the fruits, and then we have these nuts. So it's a complete.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can
Yes, go
add
ahead.
because that is breakfast.
Breakfast normally is a very rush time, huh? So this is if you have the granola ready, it gives you, and the fruits and the soya milk. It's very easy to do. So, but it gives you the full nutrition you need for the morning.
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, so for the lunch, actually has given me a lot of option, but I chose this one. Kuya Ian.
Yeah. For lunch, here we go.
Okay, I have the nasi lemak, the spring rolls. Okay.
Looks more delicious than my cooking.
Okay, the nasi lemak is a Malaysian dish actually. Nasi meaning nasi lemak, it's rice and fat because we are using coconut milk here. It's parang Kuya Ian, when we cook our rice, the regular rice, they just put on additional coconut milk.
Oh,
So it's very flavorful, and they put on pandan,
Pandan leaves.
pandan
It's a
leaves,
pandan leaf.
and lemongrass.
okay. And this one is
When
for the
it's cooked,
spring roll.
when it's almost cooked, you put the coconut milk and the salt, right?
Yeah, so, yeah. I have the recipe, right, Ian?
Yes.
For the nasi lemak. Okay. Just put in everything, actually. So for the Vietnamese spring rolls, I'm using the rice wrapper. You have to, wet it first as quickly as possible. And these are all raw, except for the rice noodle. I just soak it in hot water. And then, I'm using the vegetarian sausage. You can also use tofu if you want for that one. So any kinds of herbs. Actually, in our place, it's still locked down and I cannot go out. So I just pick up the basil, but you can use mint and coriander as well. It has a very good smell, very nice taste. If you put on coriander and mint also. So
This
as
is like
quickly
a
as you can.
inspired
Yeah.
kind of
This is
dish,
like
right?
salad.
Yeah.
This is like salad.
Actually, David is a traveler, so his favorite food comes from different countries. This one is from Vietnam.
Now remember this rice paper. Once you wet it, you don't move it. It's very
Yeah.
sticky. It gets soft and sticky.
So you have to really wrap it
Yeah,
quickly.
quickly wrap
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, everything. Otherwise, it will stick, no?
Yeah. For those who have just tuned in now, there's some questions here. Let's do follow. Let's answer them. Sister Nora Baldemoro is asking, pwede po ba yan sa may cancer? Or let me
Oh,
translate.
yes.
Can this be with cancer patients?
Oh, yes, because these are raw. Normally, for cancer patients, we recommend raw food so that they can get the full nutrient of the food. Also, the granola, it's high fiber. This one is very nice. And the nasi lemak, it matches with this the sambal olek, right, David? Okay, but in the Philippines, we can buy the bottled one of nasi olek or sambal olek, no? But I tried doing it from scratch. So I used the shallot and then the fresh tomatoes. I water saute, not so much oil.
I'm learning to cut down my oil.
Yeah, oil is very, very, something that we Asians are very much fond of when we cook. We cook with oil, but if sometimes too much oil causes a lot of problems in our health. So it's good that we reduce the number of oil that we use for cooking. If you cannot prevent it, at least reduce.
I mentioned to David, I haven't used the frying in our kitchen demo as much as possible. So I just water saute it, and then season it as my previous cooking demo. I normally season when I saute.
Okay, we have another question from one of our live viewers. Tita Connie Sariola is asking, I'll read it first in Tagalog, then I'll translate. Yun po bang Quaker Oats with nuts, okay lang po ba sa diabetic patient na kainin for breakfast? Or does Quaker Oats and nuts will be fine for diabetic patients to eat every breakfast?
Oh yes po. Yung Quaker Oats, yung rolled oats, that's high fiber actually, no? And the nuts, it gives you the good fats. Except for the fruits, you abstain as much as possible eating the high glycemic index fruits like pineapple, mango, and the melon type family. So you may eat the papaya, apples, but rolled oats, it's no problem. So I smash the tomatoes, but if you have the overripe tomatoes, it's better.
Oh, I see. So you have to mash the tomatoes. Oh, by the way, I could see Gina Arces and Joseph Lee joining in StreamYard. Can I request you to please transfer to YouTube, please? Just type in Healthwise for our YouTube channel, or in Facebook. We are also live in Healthwise for Christ Facebook page. I will have to take you off first. So thank you so much. Please transfer to these videos. Thank you. All right. Oh, so you added chilies. Are these
Yeah,
chilies?
chilies. Sambal olek is very spicy. Correct, David?
David, are you fond of spicy food?
Not quite. I don't like very hot, spicy ones. Moderate is okay. But generally,
Or-
I grew up. My mom is a Cantonese, and she don't eat spicy food at all. Okay, so I grew up in not eating anything spicy, except when we go out for meals.
I see.
like in some countries they use the red chili, no, the dried red chili,
Yes, yes.
because it's more spicy, it's more hot. So for us here, Ian, kasi we have a lot of this green chili fresh. So I use this one, and I'm using the local ingredients, David. So whatever we have in the market, I'm using it.
Yeah, I think it's good to adopt to local ingredients cheaper. Huh?
Yes.
So if you notice, I added the garlic last. This technique, I learned it from David. I told you, it's a very good chef. Adding the garlic.
Perhaps David one time
Not as good as Lorna. She's
Perhaps
a professional chef. I only play.
perhaps David one time you can do a cooking demo.
Oh, yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. This is specialty. So instead of the puree, I use the tomato paste for this.
You know, one thing about vegetarian, once you can do away with the meat, you play with the colors. Vegetarian food are very colorful, so use the color to attract. And actually most of the food that we eat, even with meat, the taste and the smell or aroma comes from vegetarian sauce.
Correct.
Very
So
true.
once you get rid of your craving for meat, it's no big deal. The world is open.
Yeah, you know,
Very
David,
wide.
that was like about a few seasons back, one or two seasons ago, we featured herbs and spices.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
yes, herbs and spices really gives so much flavor to food. Rather, meat may have its own flavor, but I mean, if you play around herbs and spices, you get so much flavor from this from plants.
In fact, meat only has one flavor, umami. Okay.
Yeah.
That can be replaced with mushroom.
Yes.
Right.
Mm.
Right. So I added the light soy sauce.
Yeah, that also
So
gives the
that's the taste.
umami taste. Yeah.
For
And,
the soup, I prepared the miso soup. Huh? So first, it's Malay, and then the next one Vietnamese. This one is Japanese.
Japanese. Wow.
So I use
I'm
the
glad you chose
combo.
this international.
What is? Yeah, David is very good in Chinese food. So one time we will invite him to do the vegetarian Chinese food.
No, I'm not good at Chinese. I'm good at
sorry.
fusion food. Fusion food.
Fusion.
I just cook whatever I like. Combination of different things, because I want to do away with the meat and put in what is specialty. What I mean, the special part of a vegetarian is the color and the variety and the taste, the variety of taste and smell, herbs, the aroma. So you do a whole different experience with it. I love to
So
eat.
here, I'm sorry. So here I use the 3 kinds of herbs. The seaweed, the kombu, and the seaweed. No, these are all greens to add flavor. And then the nori. I use the nori for the broth, and it's so yummy.
The seaweed will take away your fishy craving, craving for fish.
Yeah.
Yes. It's actually the plant-based version of fish.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
It's also rich in iodine, by the way.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes. That's the nori.
It's also high in
So-
protein. Seaweed
Yeah.
is high in protein.
Oh, really? Nori is
Yeah.
high in protein?
Yes.
The lecture last week should be high protein for the prevention of stones, right, Ian?
Yes.
Prevention of kidney stones, gallbladder stones. So after boiling that one, maybe about 3 to 5 minutes boiling. So I didn't season it with salt, if you notice, because the miso paste is salty already.
Mm.
If you want to season it, maybe a little bit of soy sauce.
I see.
Yeah, remember miso, soy sauce gives the umami taste. Huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
So if you crave for meat, put some of this in.
Yeah. Actually, Chef Lorna and Brother David, miso soup is my favorite.
Oh, really?
Favorite Japanese soup. Whenever I go to Japanese restaurants, I don't miss miso soup.
Mm. Mm.
And then just yeah, that's it. So I added soy sauce for that one.
Actually, when I cook miso soup, I don't put in soy sauce
Mm.
because miso
Maybe
itself is
you're
like soy sauce already. It's soybean. Miso is soybean.
And that's for your toppings, the tofu.
Looks delicious.
Wow.
Okay.
I hope I'm there to taste that. When you made that video with Chef Lorna, I hope I was there to ask that soup from you. That really is good.
So he starts his meal, the lunch, with the soup. That's miso soup. And for his carb, we have the nasi lemak with sambal olek. And then the vegetable, it's the Vietnamese wrap.
Mm.
And then the one beside the rice, it's vegetarian anchovies. It's made from bean curd. Okay, that's his lunch. So for the dinner, he's eating light dinner. David is eating light dinner. So I made this creamy mushroom pasta and because I have a lot of mushroom here, so I combine the three. Or if you want, you can only use the shiitake, whatever mushroom you have, it's okay.
You know, Lorna and Ian, at home, if I cook, I open my fridge, whatever I have, I use it.
Yeah,
I don't stick to recipes.
yeah, me also.
So it's important to do the right shopping.
Mm.
When you buy
I always have
things,
mushroom, right?
Yes, sometimes you discover even new dishes by doing that, right, David?
Yes.
yes, so shopping is a very important aspect. So you buy all the colors of the rainbow and put in your fridge.
The more
So-
colorful your food, the more nutrients you will get.
It's a complete nutrient actually.
Yes.
So by the end of the week, you find the things that you don't like, you still have to eat because it's in the fridge.
Yeah.
But you try to cook it the way you want it. So it's important, being a vegetarian, to be complete. In order to be complete, you need all the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah. And mushroom is watery, no? So when you saute mushroom, it will just the liquid just comes out naturally.
Mm.
So you have to soften the mushrooms.
What
So
type
as
of
soon as-
spaghetti? Oh, what you are doing? What type of spaghetti? Mushroom, cream of mushroom, or what?
Yeah, cream of mushroom spaghetti.
Okay.
So when your mushroom is already softened, you can actually with this kind of mushroom, it's also good for the sauce without the cream actually, and it's so tasty.
Sure. Normally, I will eat cream of mushroom. I use the champignon, the button mushroom.
Yeah, the button mushroom. You can
The
also
white
use
mushroom.
the button
Yes.
canned or the fresh. Yeah, if you don't have around here.
Yeah. But your dish looks nicer, huh? More tasty, multiple mushrooms.
Oh, I think, Brother David, you know this person, Sister Letty Garde, saying, nice having
Oh.
David Tan in your program.
Hello, Letty. Good friend.
Good friend, yeah, I know.
She always cook for me wonderful meals, huh? When I'm at her place. Bong Abong, right?
Yes, Bongabong, Nueva Ecija. Yes, that's correct.
Yes. She takes very good care of me when I'm there.
So I'm just adding the pasta water just to be sure it will not burn.
How long do you have to cook this?
That's the last.
I mean, the mushroom, how long do you have to cook?
Oh, about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm cooking it. 3 to 5 minutes. I wanted it soft.
Yeah. Mushroom is a good go in between giving up meat and being a full vegetarian. Mushroom is a very good
It's a
intermediary.
very good alternative for meat because actually we do have a recipe like a mushroom burger, and it actually is not. It doesn't taste like real meat, but it's close to it. You know, you get it as close as that.
Yeah, correct.
Especially
You can use the
shiitake
stem.
mushroom,
You can use the stem.
right? And right,
You
Chef
do.
Lorna, shiitake mushroom has so much flavors in it too.
Yeah, it is.
Now there's a craze going on with what is that type of mushroom called? That the dog has to sniff it.
The kind of mushroom.
French. What is it? It's very expensive.
Oh, you're saying it's truffle.
Truffle, yeah.
Truffle
Yeah.
oil.
Yeah, truffle oil,
It's-
truffle.
Stuff from mushroom.
Everything is with that flavor now. It's worldwide phenomenon. Truffle. What is that?
These are pasta water. I
Oh,
normally save the water after boiling the pasta.
hmm. I recently saw some videos on this Italian. They always put the pasta water into the sauce. I never
Yeah.
done that in my in the past, so I'm going to try that.
Oh, it's very nice. I mean, the consistency of the water
Uh-huh. Thicker.
because of because when when you boil the pasta, the starch goes into the water, so you can use that for your
Yeah.
sauce.
And mommy throw it away.
Mm. So I always save my pasta water.
Yeah. So only recently I learned that. Those chefs actually use pasta water to instead of water
Instead of
for their
water.
sauces. Yeah? Mhm. So you're learning every day. It's
Yeah.
nice to watch other videos on cooking, not just
Oh, we have a
vegetarian
lot,
cooking.
David.
Yeah.
We have a lot. Like if you're gonna go back to if you're gonna go to our YouTube channel or in our Facebook channel, I would recommend going to the Facebook or YouTube channel because we have a playlist there for all our cooking demos. So everything's organized. You can just watch all our cooking demos in the past. So
Wonderful.
for all our viewers who are watching right now, if you wanted to see other recipes in the past, just go
Right,
to our
so-
YouTube channel.
I'm sorry.
Not
It's
wine.
always breakfast, lunch, and dinner menu.
Correct.
So
For dinner, I eat also fruits and then some light meal. Lunch is
I'm
my
using
biggest meal. And what is this?
I'm using cashew cream for this one.
Wow.
I also have the recipe for that. Or if you don't have the cashew cream, you can also use the tofu. You just blend the tofu with soy milk or water if you want.
Until it's very creamy, right?
Yeah.
Add a bit of oil, huh? I think Philippines don't have very much coriander,
Yes.
whereas Chinese diet has a lot of coriander. It's a staple thing. Huh?
Mm.
So
Correct.
if you use coriander, it flavors the sauce very much.
Are you using ground coriander, right?
No, leaves.
No, fresh.
the fresh coriander.
Fresh
leaf.
coriander.
Fresh.
Yeah, I learned in Thailand when I'm staying in Thailand that they use the roots of the coriander for soup. Wow, it's so nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
So ever since that, I learned that. I've been using that for all soup.
for all
So you
dishes.
So you keep all the roots, then you put it in the soup.
Correct.
It really create a very nice flavor.
Nice.
Just wash it thoroughly.
Yeah. You don't wash it thoroughly, also okay.
Ah!
We are made of soil, we are from ground. a bit of dirt doesn't matter.
Sometimes it has that.
Natural elements. of
Natural elements that we need. complete.
Yes.
So I told you it's a very good chef. I'm adding in nutritional yeast instead of cheese, David.
Oh, that's another umami taste, huh? Good.
Oh, right. So we're doing all vegan food here.
Yes.
Yeah. So for his dinner, it's only light meal, pasta with creamy mushroom, and the smoothie. I use banana and strawberry frozen, and then I just added greens, spinach.
Oh, you add greens. I cannot do that. Some people doesn't go well for me.
Yeah.
Mixing fruits and vegetables, greens doesn't go well with me. I get a lot of gas.
Some people.
So I will plan my.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, David, for
Great.
sharing your recipe to us.
Thank you
And
for
I hope
cooking.
I did it very well. I did it right.
I learned something from you. Improve my cooking.
Okay.
Okay, I think
Okay.
we're in part two.
Thanks, Ona.
Yeah, I think we're in part two of Brother David's testimony. So I think, Brother David, if you could link up again what you've mentioned earlier, because perhaps some of our viewers just tuned in now. So if you could just give a little
Oh.
synopsis of that, and then go ahead with your second part of your testimony.
Oh, the why is because of just briefly because of my experience in Cambodia. I tripped and then I could not get up. I was obese, so I was wondering, hey, I should be a vegetarian one of these days. That did not happen until maybe 6 months down the road, and then my health challenge becomes more and more serious. I have high blood pressure and I have gout. So these two are not pleasant. You need to be on medication. So I don't like medication. So I knew from being a Seventh-day Adventist that vegetarian diet will actually helps a lot in these areas, and including diabetic and so on. Yeah? So that's why I chose to be. Now I didn't share. So when I decided in the toilet that I should be vegetarian, but how? So I know myself I cannot be a vegetarian without help. So because I love to eat meat, just like many of you. Okay, so I pray in the toilet. Okay, sitting there, smelling the aroma, whatever there is. Okay, I pray and say, God, I want to be a vegetarian, but you know I love meat. So please take away this craving from me, of meat from me. That was a simple prayer. So after the prayer, I say, okay, I give myself 1 week. I eat all my favorite meat food, KFC lah, smoked salmon lah, steak lah, whatever. Almost towards the end of the week, I already don't have that craving for meat anymore. So come the next, it was Sunday, remember I said gave myself 1 week, and then by Monday, there's no craving for meat anymore. And that I know is not my doing. It is by the power of the Holy Spirit, by God changing me. Because God
Amen.
says we cannot change our spots, like lepers
Correct.
cannot change his spots. But God is a creator God who can do wonders, who can change. So he took the craving away from me, and I never had craving anymore for meat since then. And that's amazing. Wonderful, merciful God that we
Miracle.
have. But how to do it? We first must decide. If we don't even want to decide, how can God help us? So we decide, I want to be a vegetarian. So that's the first step. So how? After make that decision, I say, God, help me in certain areas that makes it difficult for me to be vegetarian. In my case, meat. Craving for meat was my very difficult decision. I know I cannot do it myself. So after that, also step by step. Remember, I say 1 week. Actually, before that, my kitchen, for last 10 years before I decided to be full-time vegetarian, my kitchen is vegetarian. That means at home I don't cook meat at all. So that it makes things easier. It smells good. The kitchen don't smell anything. You know, once you have meat in the kitchen,
And fish.
and then when you cook, the animal fat sticks all over the place. Okay? So it's not a good thing. So when I moved to my new apartments, I decided the apartment will be vegetarian cooking only. So it took me 10 years. But when I'm outside, I eat meat. So you can imagine how much time I spend outside eating than at home eating. For the 10 years, more outside than inside. So, but step by step. So being a vegetarian is very hard overnight that you decide. Very few people can do it. I know a friend who a few months ago decided, I want to be vegetarian. Today I asked her, Are you still a vegetarian? You say half half. Okay. So I can understand that. So power of prayer, and then do it step by step. Don't jump all the way to the other extreme of being full-time vegetarian. Take it a step at a time, but in a direction that that you want to go. Okay, so that's the third step. Then the 7 years each is very real. Okay? So you can be vegetarian for 5, 6, 7 years. People say this 7 years each. Okay, it's real. Okay, so after 5 years, then you started to want to try meat again. So this, once you can overcome this each for 7 years each, persist, then after that is no problem at all. Because after your system, your body system, got rid of all the meat inclination, meat craving, then you started to, after that you started to hate the smell of meat. Used to be you like barbecue, you like roast chicken, you deep fried chicken or whatever chicken, the aroma or the beef, the aroma is wonderful. But after that you go through that period, you started to actually don't like it at all. And then the other thing is, you also will create your sight also don't like to see dead animal. Don't like to see meat. We kill for the purpose of eating, to satisfy our appetite. So that also came in. I can see that after 7 years, after 10 years now, about 15 years, I really don't like to see dead animals. Don't like to see killing. So that is so cross that. Once you cross that, definitely is you won't like to turn back. Okay. So last point of how is you have to refocus your mind, your taste.
Correct.
Just now, when Lorna was doing demonstration, I say, in fact, once you meat only has one taste, that's called umami. If you understand the 7 tastes, umami, the meat only have one taste, umami. The rest of the taste, whether it's sweet, sour, salty, spicy, all come from or aromatic, all comes from plant-based. Whether it's herbs, is spices, and then it's salt, all are plant-based. Not even seaweed is plant-based. Kelp is all plant-based. So the variety of taste and aroma is infinite. So once you can focus on, and vegetarian, the variety is huge also. You have all sorts of colors, all sorts of things you can buy. Meat, there's only basically few, either seafood, fish, chicken, beef, mutton. Even mutton, not many people like to eat mutton, right? Yeah. Pork. Okay. These are only 6, 7 items, 10 items only. But vegetarian, hundreds of items, and then herbs and spices, hundreds of items also. Taste. So once you get rid of that 7, 10 items in your mind, you refocus onto the variety that God has created for our consumption. That doesn't involve killing. So that makes it the world is open up to infinite possibilities, and but you need to know how to cook. So like me, I have to learn how to cook, because outside they try to imitate meat in vegetarian, right? Burger lah, you mock fried chicken, you mock pork lah, you mock something, you mock meat. So their concept of vegetarian is mocking something, mocking the meat. So so you have to actually learn how to cook at home that does not use imitation meat, and then you start to experiment, and then that's how I came to know how to cook more interestingly by doing fusion rather than just confining to Filipino food, to Malay food, to Indonesian food, to Thai food. My dishes are international. Not even international. It's confusion or fusion, whichever way you talk
Confusion.
about. Okay, so that's all I have to share with you how to do it. Okay,
Okay,
that's it.
Ian.
Mm. I hope
All right.
you become
Thank you,
vegetarian.
David.
Okay.
Thank you so much, David. This is really so much information, so much inspiration from you on how you became a vegetarian. We have one viewer who's just asking, is it true that for a blood type O like me, that it is not okay or good to become a vegetarian? If it's true, what's the reason? Okay, Mr. Bernardino, I think, but I think Brother David and Chef Lorna, you could give your thoughts. But I think since we are created by the Lord Jesus Himself have created us, and He prescribed to us in Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, nuts, fruits, and grains as our meal, as our original diet, as we would say. And I think if you're talking of nuts, fruits, and grains, you're just talking of plant-based meals. So being vegetarian. So I think regardless of your blood type,
Right.
it really is more important that we follow what the Lord tells us, because that's my thought on that. That's my 2 cents around that. Yes, Brother David.
I'm a O, type O also. When I became vegetarian, the first month I gained 10 kilos
Oh,
because
it's
of
a
type.
testimony.
Because it's an O type. O type not good for carbo, to eat too much carbo. So that was my sister, who is a dietitian, told me, hey, you should cut down on your carbo, otherwise you keep gaining weight. So type O is best to have more protein in your diet plan. I mean, we are created differently, so each person put different emphasis on it. So she told me I should eat more protein. So before, which is true, before I eat meat are protein. So I eat steak, I eat Kentucky Fried Chicken, I eat fish, and so on. I eat very little carbo. But the minute I became vegetarian, every meal that I eat outside is 80-90% carbo, because all vegetables has about 40 to 60% carbo. Am I correct, Lorna?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you add to it noodles and rice, which is
Right.
100% carbo. It adds up, two combined becomes 80% carbo. For people who, the minute they eat carbo, they gain weight, is a disaster. So that was my disaster. So I have to adjust my diet. That's why I have to cook. The way I have to order differently. What is carbo in vegetarian is the beans, is the nuts. So beans as in beans or tofu. Nuts is nuts. You can
Walnut.
So you eat more of this, walnuts,
different kinds of
cashew nuts.
Cashew nuts.
So like just now when you do pasta, you put cashew cream. So that is
Yes.
protein. Okay, you add protein into the carbo, so that it balances more. So that's my experience. I'm an old type also, so not true, huh?
Yeah. Ian, Kuya Ian, as far as I know, regardless of the blood type, you can be vegetarian.
Yes. I also
Just
believe in
adjust it. Yeah.
And I mean, on the spiritual side of things, I mean, look at what the Bible tells us. The Bible is very clear. God has prescribed us nuts, fruits, and grains in Genesis 1:29. So if you're going to read Genesis 1:29, it really tells us that God gave everything for us for our benefit, especially nuts, all fruits, and all grains. If only we follow God in all ways and we follow the diet prescribed to us by our Creator, certainly we will have optimum health Do you agree with me, Brother David and Chef Lorna?
Yes.
Correct.
Amen. Amen.
Uh,
All right. And
any more questions?
yes, so I think we are so blessed. We are so thankful, Brother David, for your testimony. And Chef Lorna, thank you so much for inviting our guest, Brother David Tan.
Thank you, David.
We hope to have you
Yeah.
again in our program. And it's really such a wonderful moment that you have joined us. This is your first time here, but we hope to have you more often next seasons or next episodes. But again, on behalf of Lifting Christ Ministries and Healthwise for Christ Ministries, we thank you so much, Brother David Tan, for gracing our program tonight.
Thank you.
Thank
Can
you,
I make
David.
a final
Thank
statement
you.
for
Yeah.
ladies? Okay. uh, actually, vegetarian diet, give it properly with all the colors and all the proportion. It helps you to be young, keep young, and keep your complexion rosy. You know, I'm 64 years old already. Yeah. If I don't keep my white hair, people think I'm much younger. That's why I have to keep my white hair, being a businessman.
Kuya Ian, do you have any more questions? I cannot see the.
Well, there's no other questions, but I think let me just try to scroll up a little bit. There is someone who asked, okay, here. This is a question posted earlier in the program by Lester Torregosa. He asked us, ano po ba ang mga gulay na nagpapalakas ng resistensya? So what are the vegetables that strengthens our immune system?
We have already discussed that yung mga vegetables or the food which will boost our immune system. In fact, it's one of the season, right? Immune system. So,
Which
lahat,
fruits?
everything, all, no,
But especially, which one?
for
I think the
immune
greens.
system.
The
The
greens are the
greens.
ones that
The greens, high fiber.
chlorophyll that actually is actually antioxidants.
Yes.
It fights for us. Greens. Do you know before sin we don't have to eat greens, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, before
Correct.
sin. That's why if
That's why you
Yep.
just mentioned three things.
Green, yeah.
Mhm.
But
That's why
after
in
sin,
Genesis 129, right?
yeah, greens was meant for animals. After sin, we have to eat greens to fight disease, to fight
That's true. That's true.
sickness. Yeah.
That's true. I truly agree with you, Brother David. So, all right. So, let me just okay. We have a list of names here that I will be mentioning before we end our program. You are winning, or these names that I'll be mentioning, you all are winning 50 pesos load. Okay, so take note of your names, okay, before we end our program. These are the last set of prize recipients, or those who has participated in our discussion today. And let me announce your names. Okay. Oh, there's a follow-up question by Tita Connie Sariola. So she said that what is the best menu and vegetables for diabetic patients? Because my brother, who has diabetes, but he just recently had diabetes, and he wants, or she wants to know what can prevent diabetes at a very early stage.
Connie, you can PM me and I can give you the menu cycle for your brother, for the diabetic patient.
All right. And of course, just to give a little pop up advice, I mean, for our viewers to know, I think bitter
Bitter gourd.
gourd, or in
Ampalaya.
Tagalog we call that ampalaya. Also malunggay leaves, and there's this plant called the insulin plant. It's very very effective as well for diabetes, and there's serpentina. So these are the four herbs that I know, and four vegetations that I
Okra.
know an okra. Yeah, okra. So okra, bitter gourd or ampalaya. Then you have malunggay leaves, you have serpentina, and insulin plant. So these are the 5 herbs and vegetation that you could take and let your diabetic patients to consume more of these. Another one is last. I think this is the last question. By Marlene Navanation. Is raw food okay for or CDK patients? I think she meant CKD. Is this chronic kidney
Chronic kidney
disease? Yeah.
disease. Correct.
Sister Marlene, if that's correct, if you're pertaining to chronic kidney disease, please confirm via chat. But is raw food okay for CKD?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. Yes, I also would agree. Just be very careful about the potassium and the sodium
Potassium level.
levels. Like I think the concept here is all those that are growing above the ground are rich in sodium, but all those that grows beneath the ground are rich in potassium, if I'm not mistaken. So just be careful. Like if you're talking of potatoes, those grows underneath the ground, so they're rich in potassium. So be quite you need to strike a very good balance. Uh, or for those fruit bearing trees are very rich in sodium. So uh, like tomatoes, so you have to be a little bit careful about using them. But again, what's important is yes, raw food diet is very good for them.
For Marlene, I can share with you the juice we have for the CKD patient. No? You can PM me na lang, please.
Okay, so now that ends all our questions. Thank you so much for all our views and for all those who participated tonight. Thank you so much. You have 50 pesos load. This is only applicable. Sorry, David. This is only applicable for 50.
Oh, I can use it when I'm in Philippines.
Yes, yes. So I'll be
Mm.
announcing the names. Please take note. Please listen to your names. Send us, as soon as you know your name, please send us your cell phone numbers. Message us in Healthwise for Christ Facebook page. So that's Feli Tagud, Nora Tanay Baldemoro, Connie Sariola, Lester Torregosa, Roxanne Marquez, Bernardino Villanueva, Michelle Romero, and Marlene Nava Nacion. Thank you so much um, for participating. And one last winner for tonight is one of our first timers, Jeff Hardy, if I'm not mistaken, Hardy Mancia. Jeff Hardy Mancia from Katanawan, Quezon, one of our first time viewers. My wife is so generous enough today. She wants to give 50 pesos load to you. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope that you could share and share and share and share all our all our videos. And by the way, Roxanne Marquez is saying that can she donate um, um, the 100 pesos load? Pero yan ang 2 times she won, but she wants to donate it to others. Thank you so much, Roxanne. We will use it to other viewers. We will use it to our next episodes. Thank you so much, Roxanne. We really appreciate how you share. And all those for those who are just a little bit of reminders for those who would like to support Healthwise for Christ. And if you're in the Philippines, you could go to our online shop in Lazada, and that's Healthwise online shop. You could purchase healthy stuff in there and other items there that could help support this ministry. Yes, Brother David Tan, anything that you wish to?
Oh, just now remember Gina, the one that went on to the wrong side? Gina, she asked whether Lorna can do cooking demonstration in June to the Singapore group.
Surely. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mm.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. We've really enjoyed, and we are really so blessed to have you, Brother David Tan. We hope to
Thank
see
you very much.
more
It has been
Thank you,
enjoyable.
David, for joining
so
us
much.
and sharing your testimony.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Chef
thank you.
Lorna. Thank you too. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Thank you for all our viewers. See you again next time.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Isang makabuluhang talakayan patungkol sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Kay Ate Doc lang yan. Mga tamang kaalaman at napapanahong usapin para sa pamilyang Pilipino. Siyempre, si Ate Doc yan. Kaya mga ka-wellness, andito na si Ate Doc, Cheryl Palad, upang bigyan tayo ng tamang kaalaman sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Samahan si Ate Doc tuwing Biyernes, 1 p.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.